Let's start with the basic problem of electropneumatic circuit. A plus, B plus, A minus, B minus. The first step is to draw two cylinders. After drawing two cylinders, name them A and B. Now, since the condition asked is A plus and B plus, the initial condition will be opposite to it. So it will be A minus and B minus. The sign convention is minus on the left side, plus on the right side. So the piston would be located here, A minus and B minus. We place two sensors, limit switches per cylinder, S1, S2, S3, S4. So S1 represents A minus, S2 represents A plus. Similarly, S3 represents B minus, S4 represents B plus. Now draw walls. Here we consider 4 by 2 walls. Now the arrow going down will be connected to the exhaust and the arrow going up will be connected to the compressor. So exhaust would be from the uh, compressed side and the compressor will be connected to the expanded side. Similarly here, compressor and exhaust. Now these valves are solenoid actuated. So Y1, Y2, Y3, Y4. Now how solenoid works is, if Y1 is actuated, it would push the valves to the right. So the resulting state would be, so from compressor, fluid will go from here to this part and the piston will move here. So if Y1 is actuated, it would give us A plus. If Y2 is actuated, it would give us A minus. If Y3 is actuated, it would go here, so it would give us B plus. If Y4 is actuated, it would give us B minus. Consider it this way, if Y1 is actuated, it would push the piston to the right side. It would push it away from it. In this case, let's start drawing the circuit. Draw two lines. This is plus 24 volt. This is at ground level. Now connect the start buttons. After connecting the start button, check the initial condition. Our initial condition is, it is at A minus and B minus. So A minus is S1, so S1 will be closed, and B minus is S3, so S3 will be closed. Since it is closed, we are showing it this way. Now after checking the initial condition, let's get to do the operation. For first output, it is A plus, so we activate relay K1. So relay K1, once it's activated, it would actuate the solenoid. From K1, let's group this K1, K2, K3, and this for K4. So 4 relays would be required. So K1, for K1 we need A plus. For A1, A plus, we need to actuate Y1. So this would be Y1. This will go down. After this, the push button is pressed. S1 and S1 and S3 is closed, so K1 will get actuated. After K1 is activated, Y1 will get actuated. so the piston will move here. So S1 gets opened, so this circle will get open. So we need to provide an alternative path for the current to flow to K1. So we provide a latch here. After K1, we need to go to the next step. Our K1 is still active, so we take it here. To check, to go before going to the next step, we check whether the first step is completed. The first step is A plus. A plus is S2, so we check whether S2 is completed, and then go to the next to activate the next relay. This is K2. Since K2 is active now, we don't need any current flowing through K1 to keep. Don't have any reason to keep K1 active, so we provide a break here of K2. Since K1 is not active now, we need to provide an alternative path. So we provide an alternative path of K2. K2. K2's work now is to get B plus. So B plus can be obtained by activating Y3. So Y3. After this, K2 is still active. To check whether the previous step is done, our second step B plus, B plus is S4. So we check whether S4 is done. Then we activate the third relay K3. We provide a latch break here of K3. Since K3 is active now, we don't need K2 to be active, and provide an alternative path for K3 to remain active. So K3. K3's work is to do A minus, to perform A minus. A minus can be performed by actuating Y2. So this is Y2. After this, K3 is still active. To check whether the previous step is complete, we check A minus. A minus is S1. So we check if S1 is complete. Now S1 is initially closed, so we use it, close it like this, and go to the next step K4. We provide a break here of K4 since K3 is no longer needed. A latch to provide an alternative path. Since this is the last step, we provide a switch here. This switch will always be opposite to that of the last step. So opposite of B minus would be B plus, and B plus would be S4. So S4 here, this is K4. We take K4, and K4 is for B minus, so this is solenoid Y4. These are limit switches, so use the appropriate symbols. So this is done. If the question is instead of B plus, it is delay B plus. So B plus is caused by K2. So here would, the symbol would change, and on the right block mention the seconds you want the delay for. So instead of a single block, this is 5 seconds, we use this block.